it's not evaporating it. I should do this not right now. Come back to you. You can see right there, that little seam. I can't tell if it goes all the way through. I'm assuming it does. Oh, the other thing that I wanted to do. You're gonna... Boop. Much pumpkin. Fridays in March. Yeah, so what I think I'll probably do is let this, maybe even tomorrow, let this dry out a little bit, and I'll just throw a little coil in there. Dented it. I may, for the next ones, I may put a larger hole in at the beginning so that I'm not... That was likely because the air needed to escape because I was pressing on it. And it needed to go somewhere, and it made a way out. So we'll do that beforehand. This is a tall boy. I want to see if I can't sort that a little bit more. Because the thing is, once I put the lines on it, I can't really go back and smooth the surface very well. At least not very efficiently. Planning on doing a few... Yes, so I would say the vast majority will be jack-o'-lanterns, and then I'll do, you know, maybe 3, maybe 4 regular pumpkins, just because the jack-o'-lanterns seem to be the thing that people are liking. I'm shooting for 20 total. We'll see if we get there. But yeah, the reason I'm starting so early is so that hopefully I'm not like rushing to try and finish them. Teal pumpkin, yeah. I think that turquoise color seems to be definitely seems to be a favorite for a lot of people. So Fisher, you left the door open. My dude. Hello, not really here. How many making today? I've made 3 today. And made because they still have lots of work that needs done. Trying to get them done. Yeah, because I didn't start until like late August, maybe September. I think it was late August that I started. Iron Chin, I don't know if I said thank you, but I appreciate the resub. Thank you very much. Yeah, that was part of it, I think. What are you up to? It's not super early, but decently early there. But yeah, my plan is to do a couple of regular pumpkins, a bunch of jack-o'-lanterns. Yeah, probably, I don't know. Like I said, 4 or 5 maybe. Regular pumpkins, and then the rest, jack-o'-lanterns of different types. Bundled up in bed, about to get ready for work. Ooh, chilly. Very chilly. Meh. That's the kind of weather where it's like, I don't want to get out of bed. Fisher, please stop licking the bed. Book question. Yep. My I is a G. For to some degree, yes. I would say a lot of the tropes span like LGBTQIA books. You can still find a lot of the tropes and style, like subgenres, right? They are just as you so LGBTQIA books are a subset, right, of the genre. So you are already limiting your selection there. And then you are going to further limit it with whatever other subgenre you were going to combine that with. So, yes, they exist. Are there as many? No. Like, you can find like I've got a good one anyway. But like women loving women monster romance. That exists. They're just this year. I just finished Glitterland by Alexis Hall. It's been on my list for a while. I really enjoyed that book. Amy Jo, I think you would actually really enjoy that book as well. Hey, Jack. Deep Book Talk with Satch. Yeah, for sure. I am currently reading, just started, a dark fantasy romance with horror elements, and it is trans man and merman, if that helps. Boyfriend Material is maybe the funniest book I've read. Who's that? Is that Emily Henry? I don't know that I've actually read any of her books. Glitterland by Alexis Hall. Hey, Div. I'm always happy to talk books. Boyfriend Materials by Alexis Hall. I am just like Glitterland was my first book by them, and they are a fantastic writer. Just their way with words is really good. You know, it's kind of the same way as if you've ever read Pam Godwin writes almost only dark romance and like dark romance, but she's so good. Like, they just have a way with words that is impressive. And apparently Glitterland was Alexis Hall's first book that they wrote. And actually, Jack, I know you're listening, the foreword that they put on that book made me think of you, because they talk about so it was the first book they wrote, but not the first book that they had published. And they talk a lot. the foreword was put on it, multiple years um, after it was released. Would you make a choice? Um, and the foreword was a lot about like how that book was necessary in the creative process, right? That there are a lot of things that they look back on it about that they wish they had done better, but given who they were at the time that they wrote it, that they couldn't have done better, and what does better even mean? And as soon as I heard that, I was like, this is a conversation we've had. um, about how better is its own like thing. Um, but I really, really enjoyed that book. I'll have to read more of them because uh, they're just a damn good writer. And I know that they have lots of books. But Glitterland, Amy Jo, it was the one that I messaged you about to say that it starts in Brighton, which made me think of you. But hilariously, one of the love interests is from Essex. And is it a perfect book? No, there are parts about it that I'm kind of like, okay, but um, but certainly for somebody's first written book, it's fantastic, and I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it's pretty spicy, but it's part about like the the kind of one of the love interests, the main point of view that you get, he is a writer with he's bipolar type 1, maybe, I don't know. So he struggles a lot with depression in the book. He struggles with his mental health and what that means for his relationships in the book. And Darian, who is the other love interest, is kind of he's a little airheady. He's not super book smart. And part of the reason Alexis Hall wrote the book was because they said that like that character is always put in as, the gay friend that's kind of dumb, that is always the side character, is always the always the haha comic relief, and that character deserved to be the main character, right? And deserved to have a love story. And so it's kind of a story like that. But their writing is very good. And I am interested in reading more of them. So boyfriend material will definitely be on my list. Ooh, this is gonna be fragile. Something like that. The lines are a little off, but that's okay. But I would say, back to your original point, Amy Jo, that unfortunately, lots, particularly in lesbian romance, and certainly trans romance even farther, you end up with not as wide of a spread. I would say gay romance is predominant in the all gender kind of LGBTQIA kind of section, right? It is the most common, and then you kind of decreasingly go from there. I know there were a couple people on Instagram that were doing bingo, so that you had searching for different pairings, right? That you're searching for books with non-binary main characters, trans characters, particularly for Pride, obviously, but not that that's uncommon. I mean, bingo as a month thing. It's not uncommon for, for Black History Month, people were doing Black History bingo, whether it's authors, main characters, that kind of thing, just to expand your reading. Just because, particularly in traditionally published, for sure, but a lot of popular books, you're mostly talking about white women. So making a point to expand your readership, right? Would you get a drink, please? You little fart. Thank you. Wait, who said what? Oh, I should be writing some of this down. Oh. Div, I am always happy to talk books, honestly. And if you're not already, I mod / own a romance book Discord server. If you're interested, I can invite you. It's not, I mean, there are 500 people, but which makes it sound a lot bigger than it is. I would say actively we usually have, I don't know, between 20 and 30 people that are actively chatting, you know? Where did it go? Yeah, I can send you an invite. Right here. Gonna scrub it. Goober. I will just message you the name of the book that I told you about. Not that big a deal. But yeah, I'm currently reading, the book is called A Bone in His Teeth. Yeah, Ironchin's in the romance book Discord server. One of very few men in that Discord server. And the most tolerable. he gets the medal on that one. Yeah, the gold star for sure. He gets it. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. They are. They are. And it's not that I don't think men should read romance. I think more men should read romance. There's just a certain amount of reading the room about it, right? And you're talking about a genre that is largely written by women for women. Um, and not that there aren't other types of authors and other type like they exist. But there is a certain amount of reading the room about it. Yeah, unfortunately, people like Iron Chin who are like Iron Chin is the most respectable and like we're gonna get real, a true romance reader, right? Reads romance, enjoys it. Um, isn't there to be a creep, right? The men that have done all of those things ruin it for people like Iron Chin. Because you end up getting a lot of, well, this is a women's only group, which of course has its own fucking like gender grossness. That like, are you women only? Are you just not men only? It gets a little binary. Yep, for sure. Chilly there? It's not as hot as it's been the past few weeks, which I'm thrilled by. It's got all yucky. Yeah, it is. It is. Which has its own grossness as well. There's some amount of like there's certainly some amount still of the like heteronormativity written into, particularly when you have straight women writing gay romance, for example, that kind of thing. It gets a little. Anyway, there's a lot of nuance in this conversation. "67 degrees sounds beautiful. I would take 67 degrees in a minute.